All right, ladies and gentlemen, hello. My name is Darius Anucauskas, and I'm the Chief Market Analyst here at Markets.com. And today is Thursday, ladies and gentlemen, the 21st of August, 2025. Look, I wanted to do a little quick update, the crypto update. It's becoming something of a regular one right now that I'm doing. So we haven't done one for like about a week or something like that because I was on annual leave. But look, I think that there are a few things to talk about. So before we jump into all that, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimer. So yes, the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation and should not be considered as such. This material should not be taken as an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. I'll give you a few seconds to read the rest. I'm not going to disappear anywhere. So yes, like I said, the crypto world is right now, it's kind of overshadowed by other big economic events, to be honest. But still, in the background, it's working. It's doing its thing, and potentially attracting attention. So, look. Also, just before, let me just double check something here. Just before we jump into the action. Quick mentioning of our Markets.com website, which you can always check out for more information about us. If you have any questions, reach out to us. We'll be more than happy to assist. And also, this thing here. This is the next webinar, which is going to be held on the 28th of August, and basically you can join in. It's a closed event. Registration is needed because well, basically what I'm going to be talking about is going to be the very popular MACD indicator. Now, it's going to be a series of shows where I'm going to be picking up on indicators and the top popular indicators, but most importantly, we will apply it in real live market action. It's going to be on a demo account, but we'll see. We'll make a few trades here and there. Like I said, it's going to be on a demo, but hey, we can at least test it out to see is this indicator quite useful or not? Because let's face it, not every indicator works well, but most importantly, not every indicator works well on every instrument. So we'll look into all that. So join. You can find the link in the description below. So yeah, we'll go from there. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a look what's happening with Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, from the technical perspective, I talked about this a while ago, and I said that look, we are trading above this upside line right here, taken from the lowest point of April. And most importantly, we broke it. We broke it on Monday here, on last week, while I was away. We rallied, we hit a new all-time high, roughly around 124,300, kind of 64, 65 zone ish. Again, approximately around there, to be honest. Yeah, we hit that area and we started drifting back down. So we tested the upside line, and then now the question is, what's going to happen next? Well, for now, we're drifting nicely to the downside. My target of the 112 zone is kind of, I would say, it has been reached because it's not exactly the level. Remember, it's never the exact level. It's always the area around that level. So we kind of reached that 112 zone, and now the question is, can we get a nice breakout? Now, look. What I was also mentioning yesterday in my Markets Talk webinar, which you can always join if you wish. Yeah, it's for free. You don't need to register there. Just go on our Markets.com YouTube channel, and let me just throw it out there. Basically, this is what I'm talking about. So you can have a look at at these webinars here. These are the lengthy ones. However, oh, why is it? Let me just drop it out here somewhere in there. So yeah, so basically you can have a look at these webinars here. I mean, like I said, you can check them out. You can check out the shorter videos as well, which you're probably watching right now. So these are the top news. And I said to everybody, look, if we do break this upside line and we do, for my first target will be this 50-day EMA here shown as the green line. Then if we can clear that one, my next target is the 112. But I do like this area here near this 100-day EMA shown here as the blue line, which is basically marking the high of the 3rd of July, and that's roughly around the 110,000 and a half area, somewhere there. So I think it's a good target. I think it's still a good target. What could happen in a way is we could see a strong move to the downside, test of this 110 zone, but then we actually could drift back and stay above the 112 territory. So basically creating like a false breakout or something like that. Now, for now, like I said, I'm considering this scenario. For me to shift my attention to higher levels, well, I think I would need to see this one actually pushing back above the 116 zone somewhere here in order to shift my attention a little bit towards some higher areas. So for now, I am leaning still towards the downside. We can see that the 50-day EMA provided good resistance, and there is a potential for this one to actually drift towards the 100-day EMA here, with wherever it's going to be. But of course, I'm watching that 112 territory, 112,000 zone, and the 110 and a half zone. We do have a few pieces of news basically coming out around cryptos, around Bitcoin. Basically, I saw recently this morning that the Coinbase CEO basically saying that Bitcoin price could rally all the way to 1 million by 2030. Well, we have around not a full 5 years left, right? So okay, look, somebody said before a while ago when it was like just around 10,000 or something like that, that we were going to rally to 100,000, and look where we are. So initially I would have been a skeptic about this, but yeah, it's if it is gonna rally to 1 million, I would say it's such a big bubble that, oh my god, it's there's no like there's no really much value in something that we ourselves kind of put in, so it's not tied to anything, or yes, it's a good infrastructure tool, to make transfers and all that stuff, but in general, we're speculating on something that actually we cannot touch in a way. So if it's commodities, we can touch that, right? I mean, okay, stocks sometimes, depending on the company. Well, we could actually argue in stocks in a way. These are physical. We cannot touch them, of course, but they do exist. This only exists out there. So again, like I said, don't get me wrong. I'm not against cryptos or anything like that. No, I do like the concept in general. It's just that I'm kind of a realist a little bit. Anyway, let's see, of course, how this is going to play out. For now, I'm leaning a little bit more towards the downside. So hey, I'm being very careful and cautious at this point. Bitcoin Cash. Now, Bitcoin Cash did a good move here. Look at this. We went all the way to the 50-day EMA and got closer to the lower side of this rising channel, and there we go. So yes, at the moment, the question is, can we rebound and push back up? Well, I'm not rushing into things. I think that there could be a bit more downside here, maybe a better test of the lower side of the rising channel. But I think that even better, I would prefer to see it drop below this lower side of the rising channel. If we can get that move, I will go to the downside. So we're very close to the lower side of the rising channel, so let's not rush into things. Let's see how this is going to play out. Ethereum, very quickly, beautiful rebound yesterday here, and yes, after testing the 50% here on this Fibonacci retracement, which is drawn from the current lowest point of August to the current highest point of August, we did that 50% retracement and rebounded beautifully, and now the question is, what's going to happen next? Well, to be honest, It's a tricky one, and if we do push back above the 23.6 here on the Fibonacci retracement, which is around the 4,450 on my chart, then yeah, I will start shifting my attention to the upside. At the moment, we're holding above the 38.2. Let's see if we can continue to do so. Ripple is at an interesting spot here as well. It's kind of similar to repeating the action like in Bitcoin. So we're falling back below the 50-day EMA. We're below this psychological 3 zone, and yep, the next target for me is around 2.72, something like that, around here, near the 100-day EMA. That's if we do stay below the 50-day EMA. Litecoin, very quickly on Litecoin, beautiful hold up below this downside line. Although I do say that this downside line is a little bit on the tentative side, because look, again, we can argue, but it's a rough sketch. So this is taken from the highest point of December of 2024. But even though it is a rough sketch, we are holding nicely below it. We're kind of respecting it. First, we're respecting it as a good area of support, then we break it. Now we're respecting it as a good area of resistance. If it continues to hold, yes, I'm leaning towards the downside. Dogecoin, very quickly on Dogecoin, beautiful hold up above the 200-day EMA here on the daily chart. I'm not saying that I'm going to be very bullish, no, but if we do break this downside line, now that's where I'm going to start considering higher levels. But I'm going to get a little bit more comfortable with that idea if we do push maybe somewhere, actually not above this area, but I think maybe somewhere above here, above the 0.2575. So this could be a bit of a better option here. So, but yeah, the first step for the upside for me would be from on a break of this downside line, and then we could just kind of take it from there. Polkadot is stuck. It's kind of coiling up, and I think it's part of a bigger coil right now. So if you're interested in this one, then probably just kind of chill for a little bit, wait for this one, because again, it's currently below all my EMAs, so in a way it's a bearish indication. However, at the same time, it's above the lower side of this potential triangle pattern, and so there could be some positivity. So again, like I said, while we remain inside the pattern, I'm just observing the price action. And finally, my beloved Tron. Look at this. I mean, I talked about this in my webinars. And basically, we were really flirting with this upside line here, which is taken from the low of the 22nd of June. And yeah, we popped, or should I say rebounded, and then we popped above my little hurdle, the 0.35, 38-ish area right here. So we currently stay above it. We're currently still trading above it. However, I don't want to rush into things. Again, if suddenly cryptos start drifting heavily to the downside, then yes, I would say that we could see a break here below this upside line. So keep your eyes on this. Again, if we suddenly break this upside line and we fall below the 0.34 right here, 3440-ish zone, yep, I'm leaning towards the downside. Ladies and gentlemen, that's kind of it for this session. Look, in terms of other news, in a way, in terms of other crypto news, I mean, I saw some articles that came out that there are some companies acquiring Bitcoin. There are some mining companies that are acquiring Bitcoin. Look, I do believe that Bitcoin is not gonna, let's say, devalue very strongly yet, but a little bit of a correction. I think a little bit of a profit taking is happening right now. So hey, let's see how this is going to play out, of course, because like I said, even though we're seeing some companies, big companies coming out with big purchases, like for example, there's this one company in Hong Kong that bought 4,250 Bitcoins. Now, okay, that's a lot, right? That's a lot, but still in the overall mass, it may be not the biggest, market moving event. It could be again. So long story short, for now, like I said, just keep an eye on the news, keep an eye on this whole hype and everything. And look, we cannot deny that technical analysis does have a part in does have a right to be considered when analyzing cryptos. So approach cryptos from that perspective as well. If you, for example, suddenly miss some of the news, and yeah, I think that it could help you as well. So, but just be careful because again, as we know, cryptos are a fast moving asset class, and it could take you out very quickly. So just kind of be cautious about it. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching and listening. As always, stay safe, have your stop losses in place, risk only what you can afford to lose, don't overtrade, and everything will be fine. And I'll see you next time in my next video update. Bye for now.